Hi dear students, welcome to Gita's classes. Now we are going to do some problems on propositional logic. So let us recollect the basic definitions. All of us know that if P is true or false, not P will become false or true. Okay, just opposite to that. That is the negation first of all. Then these are all the connectives, and if P and Q, if both are true, then only it will be true. Otherwise, everything will become false. Then PRQ, if both are false, then only it is false. At least one is true also, it will become true. So TTF. Now P conditional Q means only for TF condition. Only for TF condition it will become false. All the others are true. For all the other combination it is true. And P biconditional Q, if both are having the same value, it will become true. Otherwise false. Okay, so these are the things you have to remember throughout this unit. We are going to use this, and let us do some problems. What is the value of variable x after the statement? If this statement is executed, what will be the value of x? Initial value is given if x is equal to 0 before this statement is encountered. So initially it is given x is equal to 0. This is called assignment symbol. Okay, x is replaced by x plus 1. You are assigning this value in this variable. Okay, so x is equal to 0, and if this is true, 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. So if this, you have to check this condition. What is the answer for this? True will be assigned for this statement. Okay, yeah, we know that 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. If this is true, what is to be done now? X should be replaced by, what is the previous value now? 0. It should be replaced by 0 plus 1. So new value of x is equal to 1. This is the answer. Now you can expect, even for university exam, you can expect these kind of questions. Translate the following English sentence into a logical expression. Okay. So you can 2 marks, 3 marks they will ask. Even if it is 10 marks question, they can divide into 3, 7 or 5, 5. Always you need not be 5, 5. Okay. You study. Let them ask for 3 marks or 2 marks or 5 marks. Whatever you know, you have to express accordingly. Okay. But if it is for mathematical calculations, whatever calculation is there exact, if you write, even if it is 4, 5 steps also, sometimes you may be given 5 marks. Depends. Okay. Depends on the question. So now translate the English sentence into a logical expression. You can access the internet from the campus only if you are a computer science student or you are not a fresher. Please be careful whenever you are given these type of sentences. This is called a compound sentence because they are connected by these connectives only if or. These are the connectives. Okay, this is or and only if. These are the connectives. If you remove them, you will get how many statements? Atomic statements. First you divide them into atomic statements. So what are the atomic statements now you have? You can access the internet from campus 1. You are a computer science student 2, and you are not a fresher. This is 3. Okay. So let us assign variables for this. Let us take, you can access the internet from campus is P, and we'll give the name. You are a computer science student as Q, and you are a fresher as R. Generally not we will remove so that we can write in the expression not R. Okay. You can assign you are not a fresher as R, and you can use that as it is also. No problem. Nothing wrong. But generally if not is there, we will remove that not and assign the variable. Okay. That is the standard notations. That's all. Even if you write not here, no problem. Okay. According to that statement will vary. Right. So now what is given now? Be careful. You are a computer science student, or if you are a computer science student, or you are not a fresher, then you can access internet from. So these two things should come first, right? You are a computer science student, so Q, right? You are not a fresher, not R. How are they connected with the connective R, right? So Q R, not R, right? If this happens, then you can access the internet from the campus, right? So if this condition is satisfied, then P is true, right? If this condition is satisfied, then you can perform this P. You can access the internet from campus. So this is the logical expression. Generally English sentences will be given. You will be asked to write logical expression. Okay. So now we have three important conditional statements. That is, for every P conditional, for every conditional statement, you can write three related conditional statements. One is converse, contrapositive, inverse. What is converse? If you write Q conditional P, it will become converse. Not Q conditional not P, it will become contrapositive. Not P conditional not Q, it will become inverse. Okay, and these two values have contrapositive, and the given conditional statement will have the same truth values. Okay. Now how to remember this? And you can expect one definite question from these three definitions. Okay. This is a standard question. Converse. You will be given one statement. You will be asked to write converse, contrapositive, inverse and all. Okay. So how to remember these things? By seeing this, it looks very easy, but you will make a mistake. Okay. So generally we will forget. So I'll tell you how to remember this. See, P conditional Q is the given conditional statement. Right? Now we want converse. Please remember, follow this order so that it will be easy to remember. Converse, contrapositive and inverse. If you follow this order, it will be easy to remember. You will not make mistakes. Okay. See, this is the given conditional statement. We are going to write this. See, always C comes before I, right? Therefore, C comes before. You remember this order. And converse, lengthwise, this is smaller. Converse, contrapositive. So converse, contrapositive, inverse. This is the order you have to remember. Now, coming to here, this statement. P conditional Q is the given statement. Just interchange these variables. Q conditional P is our converse. Right? Now, just put negation. Write negation before this variable. So, not Q conditional, not P is our contrapositive. Again, interchange them. So, not P conditional, not Q is the inverse. This is the way you can easily remember. Even if you have some other tricks to remember, fine. Nice, you can remember like that. Otherwise, I do like this: converse, contrapositive, inverse. Then interchange the variables, apply negation, put just join negation, then again interchange. This is the way you can do. Now if you see that, you will understand. See, it is easy. See, P conditional Q is the given statement and Q conditional P is converse and not Q. Just interchange this, just apply negation. So not Q conditional, not P is contrapositive. Again interchange them. So not P conditional, not Q is our inverse. Okay. So please remember like that. Now let us see the example. Write the converse, contrapositive and inverse for the following statement. What is given? The home team wins whenever it is raining. The home team wins whenever it is raining. That is Q whenever P. Have you ever seen here? Seen like this? Have you ever seen this kind of statements? Q whenever P. Actually, P conditional Q, the other way of expressing, we have seen when I was explaining conditional, I have explained these things. P conditional Q can be expressed as Q whenever P. Q whenever P. So this is our Q and this is our P. Even if you take this as P and Q, no problem. When you are writing the converse, contrapositive and inverse, you have to be careful. Write the corresponding statements properly. Okay. So now this is our P. Whenever you have connectives, remove them. See, this whenever is to be removed and write the atomic statements. So P is it is raining. Right? What is Q now? The home team wins. The home team wins is our Q and P is it is raining. Now we have to write converse. How will you write converse? Just interchange Q conditional P. That means what? If the home team wins, then it is raining. This is the converse of the given statement. Okay. Next is contrapositive. How will you write contrapositive? Just add not with this. Okay. So not Q conditional, not P. Not Q conditional, not P. Right. What is not Q now? What is Q? The home team wins. So you have to negate it. Right. How will you negate this? The home team does not win. So if the home team does not win, if the home team does not win, then what? Then not P. Not P means P is it is raining. So what is not P? It is not raining. Then it is not raining. Right? Next is inverse. What is inverse? Again interchange this contrapositive, right? So not P conditional, not Q. Not P conditional, not Q. What is not P? If it is not raining, if it is not raining, then not Q. The home team does not win. Home team does not win. You write the negation statements properly. Does not win. Okay. Now we have truth tables for compound propositions. This is the precedence of logical operators. You have not, and, or, then conditional, then biconditional. As we are doing our general expressions, no, mathematical expressions, we have some rules, no. In the same way here also, if not is there, first of all within brackets whatever is there, that is to be evaluated first, then not, then and, or, then conditional, then biconditional. Okay. If bracket is there, whatever is there in the bracket, that should be done first. Okay. Now let us see some problems in that. P or not Q, conditional P and Q. This is the expression. Okay. So first one we'll see. Before that, I want to tell you, whenever these type of expressions are given, first step is you count the number of variables. Okay. Here, how many variables are there? P and Q. So 2 per 2. 2 variables are there. Therefore, 2 per 2. 4 rows you will have. If there are 3 variables, 2 per 3. 8 rows should be there. Okay. So here only 2 variables, 2 per that many variables. 2 per number of variables you have to write. That many rows should be there. Now what is the given expression? P or not Q, conditional P and Q. So let us take not Q first. Here we have not Q, no? So not Q will write in this. So F, T, not Q. So F, T, right? Now P R not Q. P R not Q means the first and third between R between these two. P R not Q. So R means one T also, it will become T. So T, T, F, T, right? P R not Q. Now what is P and Q? P and Q only both are true, it will become true. All the others are false. We know that P and Q, right? Now this actually if it is a very big expression, you can number the columns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now instead of writing, either you can write P R not Q, the given expression, conditional P and Q. Either you can write like this or 4 conditional 5. It will be easy for you. Okay. So if there is no place to write all those things, you can write the numbers here. Okay. So here conditional. So only for TF it will become false. Here again TF it will become false. All the others will become true. So TF is the answer. You are asked to form the truth table. So these are the values. Okay. Last column represents the given expression. So next I'll give you one more expression. P R Q and R. P R Q and R are not P and Q are not R. Okay. So here you have to consider, now first thing is you have to count the number of variables. Now we have how many variables? P, Q, R, right? So P, Q, R, there are 3 variables, therefore 2 power 3, 8 rows you should write. 8 rows. How will you write now? 4T, 4F, then 2T, 2F, then 2T, 2F. Then again TF, 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 etc. 8. Alternatively T and F. Okay. This is the way you have to write. Otherwise there is a chance of making mistakes. So be careful. If you write like this, you will not make mistakes. So 4T, 4F. Now 2 power 8, 2 power 3, 8 rows should be there. 4T, 4F, 2T, 2F, 2T, 2F, TF, 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 TF. Okay. Now let me write the expressions one by one. Let us evaluate. So not R. First one is not R. I'll write this. Q and not R. So not R. Not R means what? F, T, F, T, F, T, F, T. Just opposite of R, right? Now Q and R. No. I'll do this. Q and R. Whichever you want, you can Q or not R, you can do Q and R, whichever you want, you can write. Okay. So now I'm taking Q and R. So these values will be T, F, Q and R. So T, T, F, 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 T, F, F, F. Right? Next is Q, R, not R. I'll write the numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So Q, R, not R means what? Q, where is Q? In 2 and not R is. So R between 2 and 4. So R between 2 and 4 means T, T, F, T, 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 F, T. T, T, F, T, 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 F, T. Yes, correct. Next is not P. Not P means P is 40, 4F. No? So 4F, 40. 4F, 40. Now not P and Q are not P and I'm going to evaluate this. Not P and Q are not R. Not P and Q are not R. So you will be getting, this is actually not P is 7, Q are not R is 6, right? So and between these two. So F, 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 T, T, F, T. Right? Now ninth is you have to take R between these two. Q and R are these two. I'm going to consider 5. 5 is what? Q and R. This term or 8. 5 or 8. You have to take R between these two. 5 and 8. 5 is here, 8 is here. So R between these two. So T. When you are writing, you can keep your fingers in that corresponding row so that you will not make mistakes. So F, 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 then T, T, R between 5 and 8. Okay, so 1 T also it will become T. So F, T. This is what I got in 5 or 8. Now 10th is PR. Now we have evaluated this expression. Right, in 9 we have this expression. And PR, this one, 9. So P, 1 or 9. Okay, 1 or 9. The last column is not required. 1 or 9. So 1 or 9 between these two is T. First 4 are T. So blindly you can write T. Because R, no, 1 T also it will become T. Now again T, T, then F, T. This is the answer. Okay, the last column will give you the answer, right? That's all. You are asked to form the truth table. So please be careful when you are writing this. Next is applications of propositional logic. The propositional logic and its rules, whatever we are doing. See, in computer means what? It consists of zeros and ones, no? So all propositional logic, it deals with the numbers, either true or false, right? So for computer, we are using that. Generally, true means 1 and 0 means false, okay? So it is useful for designing computer circuits and construct computer programs, verify the correctness and correctness of programs, whatever you are writing, whether it is correct or not, for that you have to use, and to build expert systems. Okay, and let us it can be analyzed, it can be used for solving some puzzles also. So next is, as I have told you, it is bit operations and logic. Usually bit means what? A bit is a symbol with two possible values, which is 0 and 1, right? So every computer, whatever is there, computer means it represents information using zeros and ones only. Okay, bit means either 0 or 1. Generally for truth value t we use 1, and for false we use 0. And a variable is called a Boolean variable if its value is either true or false. And as we have done in ft form, here for f we are representing it as 0, and here ft, t, f, t, t. We are writing zeros because these are representing the numbers. If you consider 2, 0, 1, 2 and so on. Okay, so like that. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, it will be coming like this, no? That's why we have written 0 here first. So ff means what? 0 or 0. It is both are f, therefore it is 0. In the place of 0, in the place of f we have written 0. In the place of t we can write 1. Remember like that. Okay. So it is called Boolean expressions and Boolean logic. Okay. So here XOR means exclusive OR. XOR means exclusive OR. If both are having the same, then it will become false, and at least one is true or false. Then it will become both should be different for getting 1. Okay. Bit string means a bit string is a sequence of 0 or more bits. Length is the number of strings, number of bits in the string. Example, this one. 10, 10, 100, 11 is a bit string of length 9 because 9 bits are there. Okay. And next topic we'll see in the next class. Thank you so much for listening.